Hey, it's Rose. So for this video, this is the piece that I did for the What a Woman zine, which was a group of artists all doing pieces about Goromi, the character from the Yakuza series of video games for PlayStation, which is a great game, and I am obsessed with it, so it was a lot of fun to get to participate in that. This was also, I think, the first drawing I ever did on my iPad using Procreate with an Apple Pencil. So this video is a lot of like me constantly redrawing the sketch and like using different brushes and trying to figure out like how I like to use the pencil in the program. So it's a lot of like finicky back and forth kind of stuff. But it was a good learning experience. Like I got to handle the program, I think, pretty well by the end of it. But like kind of rewatching this time lapse, I'm sort of like why did I redraw that part there? That looked fine. Like why was I being so picky? But you know, I'm happy with how it turned out overall. But it ended up being like a pretty long time lapse, I think, because I ended up changing so many things in the long run. I think I drew most of this while I was at a convention in Vancouver called KupoCon, which was very small and kind of weird, so I had a lot of time at it to kind of work on this instead, which is good. So yeah, it's like I really love the iPad for that because you can just kind of like take it anywhere and do a fully finished thing, which is really cool. It's like I think my idea over time for this drawing like really changed a lot. Like originally I had Goromi like rollerblading, and I wasn't really sure about like she was gonna be going by Kiryu and Akiyama on the beach. Those are other characters from the game kind of thing. But then I changed it to just Kiryu on the beach. The beach itself actually was inspired. I was kind of thinking about Venice Beach in California, which is where I used to live for a little while. So I was just thinking about like, you know, like the colors that are there and like how the boardwalk kind of functions. I mean, the games are set in Japan, but Goromi kind of shows up when the games are like set in the 80s. So I was thinking like an 80s kind of beach vibe and sort of playing off that. I think with a lot of my work, I usually do a lot of like really heavy black line and like close all my shapes kind of thing, so I can do a lot of fills quickly. But with this, I was kind of playing with like a softer line, again, because I was just kind of figuring out the program and I don't know if I was really sure of what I was doing. I looked at a lot of bathing suit reference as well for this kind of like trying to pick the perfect like tacky 80s bathing suit, because Goromi is like a very over the top kind of character, so I wanted something that really showed off her body and eventually decided on that like weird wraparound kind of one. And then yeah, this is me like redrawing the hair because I wasn't sure if I wanted it to be like the big blonde wig that she wears or like the natural long hair. But went back and forth. And then I also changed the popsicle too to one of those what do they call it? Ramini? I'm not really sure how you say it, sorry. But the ones that have the like marble in it and you have to like pop them out of the top. Yeah, so I thought that would be like funny and kind of like appropriate too as well. This is again me being like super picky, making little notes for myself about like things to change. And then putting Akiyama in the background and like changing my mind. I'm not sure. Like I'm normally used to using Photoshop, like at work and on my desktop computer sort of thing. So Procreate's like pretty different because it seems kind of stripped down. I guess like it doesn't have all like crazy extra stuff that Photoshop has, but it has a lot of like intuitive things. You can use a lot of like gestures, like tapping with 2 fingers I think is a raise. So there's a lot of me like learning those kind of things too, to kind of speed up my work process and just understanding like how coloring and other things, like how to just make groups was the thing I had to look up, because I was like, I don't understand how to do this. But I figured it out, I think, for the most part. You can't do gradients either, which is kind of like, oh, I don't know, so you have to do a lot of it like manually. But I think that doing, you know, the best way to learn, well, at least for me, is by doing. So yeah, so this is like a huge learning experience, I think, was doing like straight off this one from start to finish, kind of figuring it out. This is when I started going over the background, like spending so much time like drawing and redrawing and trying to figure it out. It's like you don't even see most of it in the final illustration because Goromi's hair is so big. So it's kind of like I probably could have spent a bit less time on that. But I mean, that's a good thing about starting. You have deadlines, you have the time to just like learn a totally new program and figure out what it is that you want to do. I was trying to play with like different effect brushes for sparkles and stuff. Yeah, like this billboard, I redrew it like 5 times. It looked fine the first time. And the tattoos I left like to the very last thing. I mean, like that makes sense, you know, because you want to have everything else kind of nailed in, but also I was like sort of intimidated by drawing those, because I got really caught up in trying to make them look exactly how they look on Goromi and Majima in the games, but also like it doesn't really matter. You know that that's what the tattoos are. You can tell that it's a snake. Like that's official reference. I don't even know where I got that. I think I found it on Pinterest or something like that. So I was really like, oh, it has to look exactly the same. It has to look good. But it's like, no, it's just as long as you can tell there's a snake there, it comes across. But I think it looks good in the end. Overall, I'm happy with it. So I just kind of drew it, you know, in black and colored it full, and then took down the opacity a bit, so it kind of looked like it took on a bit more of the colors from the skin. And that's the finished piece. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys liked it. I'll definitely do more videos like this if you found it interesting. Thanks!